All right, Marcy, we have made 2 cocktails. We've prepped our pears. We have made at least 1 appetizer hors d'oeuvre, and now we are on our way to
the dessert. Dessert does not have to be hard. It does not have to be overwhelming.
Yeah, right.
This is a simple galette that I'm making with store-bought puff pastry. You do not have to be Betty Crocker in your kitchen making your own dough.
Now, is this right out of the fridge, or did you let it warm up to room temperature?
I let it warm up to room temperature.
Okay.
Otherwise, it cracks.
Okay.
So you definitely want to take it out. Yeah, and get it soft. But first, we're going to slice up our fruit. So I have 2 different types of apples and a pear. So I've got my Bartlett pear, my Fuji apple, and my opal apple, which is a really pretty yellow.
Oh, so pretty.
And again, I am not going to peel these.
Okay.
I'm going to use my mandolin, which I know some folks find very intimidating. It's really not if you use it appropriately. And I slice my fruit this way.
Okay.
Because it gives you a beautiful, round, pretty piece of fruit. Really thinly sliced.
Again, we want the core. We want the seeds versus going from the side.
So I'm going to slice up my apples. And then what we're going to do once we have our apples all sliced is we're going to throw it in this glass bowl and marinate it with some delicious lemon, Meyer lemon. I'm using Meyer lemon today. I love Meyer lemons because they have a really florally, unique flavor to them, which I really enjoy, especially in baked goods and cocktails. Okay.
Now, it would be impossible without the mandolin to get it
very thinly sliced, for sure.
The mandolin, beautiful. I mean, it really is.
Paper thin.
Just like she said, it's gorgeous.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you, Ashley, to start zesting our Meyer lemon.
Okay.
So I have my very fine grater, so this is going to make a really, really nice, fine zest. Throwing all of our apple pieces in there. We're using the whole fruit. We're using the juice and the zest.
Okay.
So I'm going to juice half of this, and I'm going to use this little juicer for my lemon because it has this wonderful little, it's kind of hard to tell, but it keeps the seeds from pouring out, which I love.
So smart.
So I'm going to squeeze that, and I'm going to pour my juice over my apples.
Oh, great. Now, the lemon obviously gives flavor, but I know just from being a mom that the lemon will keep the apple from turning brown.
That's exactly right. Okay. Yes, it definitely gives it flavor. Well, I mean, it's obviously going to brown up a little bit when you've cooked it or baked it. But I've got a little bit of a spice mix that we're going to toss in here as well. I've got some cinnamon, mostly cinnamon, a little bit of nutmeg, and a little bit of allspice. So we can pour that on top.
Okay, it's
kind of
Marcy's magic. Marcy's magic.
My little spice mix.
We're going to come up with a whole product line after this.
Exactly.
I'm like,
And again, it's a little dash of that and a little dash of this. I really don't measure that. I just kind of do it by feel.
This smells so
Nice.
good. Wait, cinnamon, nutmeg,
allspice.
Allspice. Oh my gosh. But you know, if you lick it, you're going to be like, not as much, but it smells so good.
Not quite as tasty.
Not quite as tasty. Okay, but that'll help.
Raw sugar.
Raw sugar.
So we've got a little bit of raw sugar that we're adding.
Now, raw sugar is different from brown sugar, is different from the...
From the castor sugar.
Castor sugar,
yes.
that's our new thing.
So this is basically, you would see this as sugar in the raw.
Okay.
You've seen like kind of boxes of sugar in the raw. You could also just use a regular granulated sugar. I like this because it does, the raw sugar does give you a little bit of that kind of brown sugary.
Oh, it's so good. It is rich.
Yeah, a rich kind of just almost syrupy taste.
Yes. So. And I'd like to put a plug in for Dixie Crystals because I'm from Savannah, and that is a sugar company that...
Oh yes, their products are fantastic.
Their products are fantastic.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to drizzle that, and actually I need to get a little spoon for you. Okay.
Again, this is like the next size down in our graduated bowls. So I feel like this is kitchen essentials.
That's right.
All right, so we're coating these.
We're coating these with all of our good stuff we've put on there. It doesn't have to be perfect. Again, this is an imperfect dessert. It's meant to be easy. After you can even pre-slice all of your fruit, have it all ready to go. I like to do my fruit and then I prepare my dough, so I get that rolled out and ready to go. And then we're going to arrange our fruit on top. I'm going to unroll my dough here. So I'm using just a piece of square, a piece of square puff pastry dough. That's all that is. You could also use, if you wanted to, a store-bought bought pie crust, like
Yep.
a frozen pie crust.
Yep.
That works beautifully in this dish as well.
Okay.
So, and I just use my rolling pin to roll it out a little more evenly and kind of get those little, you know, the grooves from where it was, from where it was folded. Or you can just kind of use your hands to stretch it out. If you wanted to make this a specific shape, you can then kind of cut around the edges, or you'll see what we're going to do with our dough after we put our apples on there.
Okay.
You can kind of fold it over and make it a circular galette if you wanted to do that. Okay, so we've got that. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna arrange our fruit on top of our piece of pastry. But what we don't want to do is take it all the way to the edges. You wanna leave about an inch rim around it, because then we're gonna fold it over and make it look really pretty how you see the galettes looking.
Got it.
Okay, so we're gonna arrange our fruit, and again, does not have to be beautiful, does not have to be perfect, but we're gonna arrange our fruit, leaving our border so that we can fold over our dough. Okay, so now we're gonna fold over the dough.
All right.
So all we do is we're basically just taking it. If we want it to be more round, just fold in the corners, Ash, and we're just gonna pinch it. You just wanna pinch it all around there so that it makes
So
this.
it's kind of like just making a little bit of a lip so that the juices don't run out.
That's
when it's
exactly
cooking?
right.
Okay.
You wanna make a little basket, essentially, for your fruit. Dough, perfect. So that's essentially it. You want to keep all of your fruit and all of the yummy, juicy stuff inside the pastry. The pastry is gonna brown.
Okay.
And again, we have kind of our perfectly imperfect galette that's ready to go in the oven.
You say that, and I'm all of a sudden it's like, ring, perfectly imperfect. That is Marcy. That's what I mean. She's perfect to me, but that is her ethos for her community kitchen ATL. It's perfectly imperfect, right?
That's right. I don't do anything that's fancy.
No.
This is as fancy as I get. I don't want to spend all.
Fancy.
I love being in the kitchen. I find it very therapeutic. I know everyone else does not necessarily find being in the kitchen therapeutic.
Right.
So my recipes are easy, but they look elegant and casual.
So here we go.
Ready to go in the oven?
All right.
We've got this beautiful cake stand. Again,
Yes, okay, so this is again Honeycomb Studio here in Atlanta. They made we made bowls that we'll show in a little bit, but this and also what did we have that we
Our
they're
mule
mule
cups.
mugs. That's
Yes.
it, exactly. Here, back in the scene. And I love the glaze they do on this. I mean, in person, you can see it's got a little bit of a coppery tang to it, and it reads black probably on film, but it's a really cool base and background for a dessert like this, a lighter colored dessert.
It is
It's gonna be
beautiful. It's beautiful. It has kind of a graphite finish, which
It
I
does.
love.
Graphite's a great word.
Okay, so our galette is not exactly round, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna scoot it. Will you help me scoot it onto there? Can
Absolutely.
you grab it? There we go. What is gonna make this galette so amazingly delicious is this delicious salted caramel sauce. You introduced me to
Yes.
Southern Caramel, based in Florida.
Southern Caramel, and they were in my fall Southern style box in little chunks and little pieces, and she does this delicious sauce also that you can get.
So I'm telling you what, I could eat this literally by the spoonful, and I just
And
about
that
have.
would not be a bad thing. Not a bad thing.
So we have some very exciting collaborations coming with Southern Caramel. I've developed a recipe for her, and it's going to be so yummy with her amazing products.
at
So what we're going
that.
to do is we're going to just
Oh my
drizzle
gosh,
this.
stop it.
Do you see how amazing
Yes.
that is? So this galette is not going to be super sweet. You know, it's not full of sugar. We just put a little bit of the raw sugar in with the fruit when we were kind of marinating it at the beginning. But we also had a little bit of lemon, which gives it a little bit of tartness.
Right.
And the puff pastry dough does not have any added sugar.
Right.
So you're going to get your delicious sort of...
It's really that natural fruit sugar, like that yummy,
It is.
healthy. And then this, you're not going with a heavy hand on this. Like this
No, you don't need a lot. This sauce is so delicious and thick and concentrated.
Yeah.
And it has such a rich flavor, rich caramelly, that salted caramelly flavor.
It does.
I'm telling you, this is the perfect drizzle. for anything you're making this holiday season.